Today I'm going to talk about financial coaches and how we're different from financial planners, and why you need to hire one. And that really is so that we can get you past the obstacles that are keeping you stuck. So what I want to talk about first is how financial coaches are different from financial planners, in that a lot of people ask me when they find out that I'm a financial coach if I help with investing advice, and I don't. And so most financial coaches, maybe not all, but most are not actually certified and credentialed to give you actual investing advice, and they cannot sell investments for you. No life insurance. You have to be specifically licensed to do those type of things. So with financial coaching, really where I step in is if you've met with a financial planner and they give you like this really big plan, they talk to you about like, what do you want your life to be like when you're retired and, old, and those kind of things. So really, if they give you this plan and you're looking at it, like how exactly am I going to meet those goals? That's really where a financial coach can step in. So I help to really kind of break things down for you on a very tactical level. And if you're not meeting the goals that you already have, I can help you sort of like, break that down, look at the numbers, but then also look at, the mindset or the thoughts around money that are kind of keeping you stuck. Oh, good, Paul. Hello there. Thank you. I'm glad things are working well today. Awesome. So first, type in the comments for me. Let me know if you've ever met with a financial planner. And if you have, I'm really curious if you've been overwhelmed by the plan that they've given you. I know that I had a friend that was kind of breaking into the financial planning space. So I sat with her and she kind of, asked me all these questions and made a really big plan for me. And I can remember at that time, they laid out this big chart and said, you just need to be saving about $2,000 a month in order to reach these goals. And that felt really overwhelming. So again, as a financial coach, that's where I can really kind of step in and help out with that. So I help you look at the numbers. We kind of break things down. Again, we want to make sure that what your goals are align with your values, right? So if we're talking about what do you want the future to look like, you have to kind of, the future can be a long ways off. So you want to be doing the things now in order to take the right steps to be moving towards those goals. One of the things that I really talk about a lot, and a lot of people in personal finance really equate health and fitness to finance, right? And so a really good analogy would be, if I tell my trainer that I want to, gain 5 pounds of muscle and lose 10 pounds of fat, and I'm working out, but I'm not making any progress, maybe 3 months later, he or she might ask me, well, what have you been eating? What have you been lifting? And if I just kind of come at it real loosey-goosey and say like, well, I usually have like eggs for breakfast and like a salad for lunch, that's going to look a lot different than if I like actually pull up like a detailed log that says like, okay, I had like 3 eggs in the morning with some toast and some butter and some avocado, and on my salad, I also had salmon and some salad dressing, and like that gives them a more complete picture, right? And if it turns out that I like to give myself just like a little sweet treat at the end of every single day, that's okay, but it may be slowing my progress, right? And so it's the same thing with financial coaching. I'm never going to look at you and tell you that like you can't buy a latte. I'm just not going to do that. That's a choice that you get to make, but then you also have to look at what kind of choices you're making and how they're going to impact your progress. It's all up to you, but as long as you have the information, you can kind of look at your own situation and figure out if you're making progress fast enough. Okay, so let's get into 3 reasons why you would want to hire a financial coach. So number 1, you're not making progress. A lot of people, I think you can just Google anything when you're looking at, personal finance, and there's always a lot of very clear steps, right? Spend less than you earn, don't accumulate a lot of debt, and save for a rainy day. But if you are, in a place where you've got these goals, but you're not making progress towards it, there's got to be some reason why. And so that's what I can kind of help you look at, is starting to sort of figure out, okay, you spent more than you thought you were going out to eat. why was that? What were the circumstances around that? You know, what kind of things are happening? Like, are you having a lot of things come up where you're not able to plan ahead? Maybe you didn't make it home for dinner because you had to work late, you know, and then how can you avoid spending money going out to eat in the future? Like, can you better plan, right? So a lot of it can just be planning, but then we can also talk about, did you spend more money just shopping this month than you thought you were going to? Okay, what kind of things do you want to do in order to kind of curb that behavior if you want to change that behavior, right? So I might suggest that you get off of email lists that are emailing you with the latest coupon code for whatever sale is going on. So those are just like little tweaks that we can work through in order to make sure that you're doing the things that meet your goals. Okay, so that is one thing. And I will also say this too. When my ex and I paid off our debt, it was over $200,000 and it took us 6 years. That was a long time, but there's also people that knock out that kind of debt in like a year and a half. So for us, I knew that like I needed to still be able to kind of live life a little bit, and I needed to be able to like have dinner out every now and then, or go on like little mini weekends away, like, at least once every couple years, just to have like little freedoms that were built in. But it did make our progress slower. So, you get to make those decisions. If you're okay with having slower progress, then you can kind of loosen the reins a little bit, but it's all up to you. So I just want to give you the information so that then you can make the decisions moving forward. So yeah, some people do knock out debt super fast because all they do is like work, and then they just pile money on top of it. And so yeah, some people do it super fast. Okay, so reason number 2 that you might want to hire a financial coach is if your situation is unique. So every single, personal finance is personal because we're all different, right? We all have different life circumstances. So if you feel like you just don't know where to begin, or you've got something special in your circumstances that you're not really sure exactly like how to move forward, with whatever your circumstances, you just need a clear plan. That's how working with a coach can get you like a one-on-one personalized plan. And I will tell you that every single client that I have ever worked with has always said just after the first session working with me that they have so much clarity now around their situation, because it's usually the first time. I make you document like all of the numbers, and we look at the whole picture. So, sometimes when we just look at the numbers, you can see like something here isn't working. What is it? Like math it's kind of like a two-sided equation. You either need like more income or less expenses. So, we just kind of look at things like really sort of strategically. And then we can talk about timelines too for, how long do you want this to take to make progress, that type of thing too. So you're going to get a personalized action plan. And then, like I said, a lot of times working with a financial coach can be short term, but sometimes you may want it to be longer term, and that's really up to you individually. But sometimes people go through a lot of life changes, right? So if you know that you've got a new job coming up and you're likely going to get a raise, or you know that you have a huge bonus that comes once a year and you want to be able to plan for that. Those are the kind of things that you can work with a coach on an ongoing basis in order to, keep moving forward too as well. All right there. Hey there, Sammy. Thanks for joining. Reason number 3 that you might want to hire a financial coach is you want to keep your situation private. And this is something that I can definitely relate to. Like, you've sometimes got some shame or embarrassment around your situation. I was recently a guest on the Bigger Pockets Money podcast. And in the episode that I was in, I talked a bit about how my ex and I went through Financial Peace University, which is Dave Ramsey's plan to get out of debt. A component of that particular program is that they have kind of like these like group sharing at the end of each of the weekly lessons that you go through. And I didn't want to do it. Number one, I was already working as a financial coach and yet was still saddled with $200,000 in debt. So there was a lot of like shame and embarrassment around that. But also, my ex and I didn't really have a great relationship. We weren't on the same page with money. Like, it was stressful, and I didn't really want other people to see that either. So for me, I didn't want to engage in like these small group discussions, because I didn't want to feel judged. I didn't want to project energy that said like, hey, he and I are not really on the same page here, but we're trying to make it work. So like, I get it, and no judgment from me, because I've been there and I understand what it's like. And I've worked with clients that make six figures a month and still have a lot of debt because they're just spending at such high levels because their income has grown to such high levels. So like, I get it. We're all very unique, and we all have our different circumstances, and we all need help sometimes. So I get it. So with that, I wanted to open it up. If any of you have any questions for me, like, please feel free to type those into the chat. If you feel like you want to talk more and find out if maybe we would be a good fit to work together, I am going to throw a link in here for you too. Should be right up in this corner. You can click through and schedule right into my calendar. It's just terryslater.com/call. And I do like to offer a free 30-minute Q&A call so that we can just kind of get to talk to each other, get to know each other, see if we're a good fit to work together. All I ask is that you come prepared with like some thoughts about what your goals are and how you want to move forward. So I welcome you to book a call with me if you want to chat further. But also, you know what? We don't have to jump right into a relationship. I get it, right? If you want to date a little bit, then you can just go ahead and keep watching these videos here on my channel. Again, you can hit that subscribe button, click that bell to be notified, and you'll find out every time I come in and do a video. All right, so thanks so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll stick around if there's questions in the chat. All right, bye.